Welcome, my friend. This week we are honoring, celebrating, and stretching your quads and glutes. These big, juicy muscle groups are so crucial to our day-to-day movement. They hold so much strength, so let's try to soften and release the tension. In today's practice, we will be loving on our quads. If you would like the glutes practice that'll be released midweek, hop over to the Awaken members site and check it out with a 14-day free trial. You will need 2 Go blocks for our practice today. I'll join you seated on the mat. Right away, let's make our way to lying on our backs. Extend your legs out long, feet open as wide as the mat and splaying open. Arms rest at your side. Gently close your eyes. Inhalation through your nose. And on the exhalation, invite your head, neck, and upper body to completely relax. Smooth inhalation. Exhalation, invite your lower body, your quads, your calves, ankles, and feet to soften, relax, and just weigh heavy. Your quadriceps are a group of 4 muscles, hence quad, located in the front of the thigh. They form the main bulk of the thigh, and collectively, they are one of the most powerful muscles in the body. Now let's take a few deep breaths in and out your nose, inviting the area of your quads to further relax and soften while we lie here in complete stillness in Savasana. You can thank your quads for helping you kick, jump, cycle, and run. In our everyday activities, they play a role in getting up from a chair, walking, climbing the stairs, and squatting. All right, my friend. One at a time, slowly bring your soles of feet to the mat. We're preparing for bridge pose. Soles of feet are hip distance, heels line under your knees. Arms are at your side, palms face down. Now let's press down through your soles of feet and lengthen your tailbone to the space between your heels, feeling your lower back ground to the mat. Now begin to press down through your soles of feet to slowly begin to lift your hips off the mat. Once you're at the top, interlace your fingers behind your low back and shimmy your shoulders underneath you. Now feel those thighs activated. Check in with your glutes, and if they are engaged, see if you can relax and focus your attention on holding the pose with your quads. Imagine that you have a block between your thighs. This will help prevent your knees from splaying open and to further strengthen up those quads. Lift your hip points as high to the sky as you comfortably can. Your neck is soft. Now staying lifted with control, release your interlaced fingers and rest your palms at your side and slowly lower from top to bottom, one vertebra at a time. Now cross your ankles, peace fingers around your big toes to rock and roll up once and then hop back into tabletop pose. Go ahead and find your alignment, wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hip points, and take a few rounds of cat-cow, warming up your spine, making sure we're not just focusing on the quads, but giving that full body some love. Close your eyes and connect with your body. Let it guide you in intuitive movement as you flow from cat to cow. Beautiful, my friend. Tending to that mind-body connection. Let's tuck your toes and lift your hips to down dog. Now slowly begin to walk your dog out, sinking one heel to the mat and then the other. Let's take 5 breaths here as we walk the dog out. Taking care of the back side of your legs into your hamstrings and your calf muscles. Now let's sink both heels to the mat. Step your right foot near your right thumb. Soften back knee to the mat. Untuck your back toes, low lunge. On your next in-breath, sweep your fingertips up to the sky. Now feel your thighs scissor, activating and squaring your hips. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, and on your exhale, lower fingertips to frame your front foot, tuck back toes and press up. We'll step back foot to meet the front for a forward fold. Now just release that upper body. Let it weigh completely heavy. Breathe and lift halfway, finding your flat back. Exhalation, draw chest towards your thighs. Big beautiful breath in, circling fingertips down, around and up. Palms kiss and lower prayer to heart. Moving into a standing quad stretch next. Shift your weight into your right sole of foot. Ground down. When you're ready, begin to draw your left heel towards your left seat. Your left hand reaches back to clasp your foot, and then your right. Knees are in line, hip distance. Heart lifted. Soft gaze forward, focused on your jisti point. Shoulders square, broad across your collarbone, hips square. Now to deepen the stretch, you can energetically draw your hip points towards the earth, as though you want to tilt the bowl of your pelvis forward. Breathe into that beautiful stretch, connecting with the space of your quads. Now with control, release your foot and slowly draw your knee up towards your chest before you step it back into high lunge. Inhale, sweep fingertips up to the sky and sink into your high lunge pose. Big breath in. Exhalation, fingertips lower to frame your front foot. Step front foot back to find your plank pose, and in one long line, slowly lower yourself all the way to the mat. Preparing for our lying quad stretch. This will be the exact same as whenever we are standing. We'll just be lying on our belly. So ensure your knees are hip distance, and then draw your left heel towards your seat. Reach back with both your hands to clasp your foot. Now you can lower your forehead to kiss the earth. Actively draw your heel towards your seat. Toes are pointed straight forward rather than curving inward. And just as we did standing, to deepen the stretch, energetically draw your hip points down towards the earth, tilting the pelvis forward. If you do this, check in with the space of your low back and make sure there is no pinching or crunching sensation. If there is, just let go of tilting the pelvis. With control, release your foot, extending leg long, palms under your shoulders. Tuck your toes and make your way to downward facing dog. We're going to take that sequence over to the second side. Step your left foot near your left thumb. Soften your back knee to the mat. Untuck the back toes, your low lunge. On your in-breath, sweep your fingertips up to the sky. Energetically scissor your thighs towards one another, feeling how that activates and it squares up your hip points. Breathe in. And breathe out, let go. Breathe in. And on your exhale, lower hands to frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes and press up. And we'll step your back foot forward, finding your forward fold once more. Let that upper body weigh heavy and let go. Breathe in. Let's exhalation of letting go of any unhelpful thoughts or worries. Visualizing them pouring out of the crown of your head, giving them over to Mother Earth. Breathe and lift halfway, finding your flat back. Exhalation, melt chest to thighs. Big beautiful breath in, circling fingertips down, around and up. Palms kiss and lower prayer to heart. Taking our standing quad stretch on the second side, begin to shift your weight into your left sole of foot. Feel your left sole of foot ground down through all four corners. And when you're ready, draw your right heel towards your seat. Right hand reaches back and then your left. Check in with your knees. Knees are in line and hip distance. Lift your heart. Soft gaze forward on your drishti point. Shoulders are square. Shoulder heads drawing back, broadening across your collarbone. Hip points square. Now remember to deepen the stretch, you can energetically draw your hip points towards the earth, tilting the bowl of the pelvis forward. Breathe into that stretch. Connect with the space of your quads. With control, release and draw your knee up towards your chest before you step it back into your high lunge. On the inhale, sweep those fingertips up to the sky, sinking into your high lunge. Big breath in. Exhalation, lower fingertips to frame your front foot. Step front foot back for plank pose. Finding that one long line with your body and slowly lower yourself all the way to the mat. Taking our lying quad stretch over to the second side, so your right heel draws towards your seat, reach back to clasp your foot. Then actively draw your heel towards your seat, toes pointed straight. And remember, you can deepen that stretch here by energetically drawing your hip points towards the earth. Again, if you feel that crunching sensation in your low back, just soften. With control, release your foot, extending your leg long, palms slide under your shoulders. This time we'll melt your hips back for a wide knees child's pose. You want to take a slow sway side to side, massaging into your hip joints, giving them some love. Enjoy your breath. Enjoy this movement in child's pose. Settle into stillness at center. And make your way to downward facing dog. On your in-breath, we'll extend your right leg up to the sky. Exhale to bring your right foot forward. Lower back knee to the mat. Let's go ahead and grab one block, placing it underneath your left palm. Heel toe your right foot to the very edge of the mat. Then from here, we'll draw your left heel towards your seat as you circle your right arm up and back to clasp the outer edge of your foot. Coming into our quad stretch. Adjust the height of your block as needed to help create space and openness in your body here. 5 breaths. Energetically press your foot back into your hand as your hand draws your heel towards your seat. So we're going in 2 opposing directions, but notice what happens as you engage the muscles of your leg. Are you able to draw your heel even closer towards your seat? With control, release your back foot. Arm sweeps up, fingertips to the inside of your front foot, and then we'll heel toe your front foot back to hip distance. Tuck your back toe. Yoga blocks in hand to assist you as you begin to shift your hips back in space to sit your hip to your heel. Use the blocks to support you, holding your long spine, keeping your hips even. Front toes are flexed, reaching back towards your body. Breathe in, lengthen up. And on your exhale, hinge forward at your hip crease, keeping a nice flat back. Heart guiding you forward. Breathe in. Exhale, let go. Soften and press yourself up. Untuck your back toes, top of foot releases to the mat. And then slowly sit back so your seat is to the inside of your heel. So your heel and your hip will be right next to each other for our half hero pose. You may even choose to place a yoga block underneath your seat if seated to the mat feels too intense on your quads or your knees. Sit up nice and tall, or option to lower back to your forearms or maybe all the way to the mat. Check in with and honor where your body is at in this pose. Wherever you find yourself in this pose is perfect. You are right where you're meant to be, my friend. Joining me on the mat, appreciating and loving on your body. Take 5 smooth, even breaths as you hold and connect with the space of your quads. Feel free to explore what it feels like to point and flex your foot, noticing what sensations you experience in your body. Beautiful. If you are reclined back, tuck your chin to your chest and press down in your forearms to lift up. Then shift forward, coming into low lunge, tuck back toes and press up. We'll step back for plank pose and take your flow, or you can simply lift your hips to down dog. Either way, I will meet you in downward facing dog. Taking that sequence to the second side, on your in-breath, extend your left leg to the sky. Then exhale your foot forward. Lower back knee to the mat. Grab that yoga block, placing it under your right palm. Heel toe your left foot to the very edge of the mat. Draw your right heel towards your seat. As you circle your left arm up and back to clasp the outside edge of your foot. You may find that you need to adjust the height of the yoga block on this side compared to the other side. Maybe you can go a little bit lower, you need to go a little bit higher. 5 breaths. Remember to energetically draw your back foot in towards your hand as your hand draws your heel towards your seat. Make sure you continue to keep a deep bend in your front knee and your hips stayed lowered into the pose. Now with control, release your back foot, arm sweeps forward. Heel toe your front foot back into hip distance, hands frame foot. Tuck your back toe, yoga block in hand to assist you as you begin to shift your hips back in space. You know where we're going from here. So use that block to support you as you sit your hip to your heel. Front toes are flexed. Let's breathe in, lengthen up through your spine. And on your exhale, begin to hinge forward, keeping that nice flat back. Those toes are reaching back towards your body. Heart is guiding you forward. Breathe in. Find length. Exhale, hinge forward a little more. Soften. Press up to untuck your back toes. Top of foot releases to the mat. And then slowly sit yourself back to the inside of your leg. So again, that heel and that hip will be right by one another. Take whatever variation feels best on this side with your body, sitting up tall, reclining back to your forearms, or maybe all the way to the mat. Explore what feels best on this side. Take 5 smooth, even breaths as you hold and connect with the space of your quads. Again, feel free to explore pointing and flexing your toes. And what sensations you experience in your body. Beautiful. Let's make our way out of the pose. If you recline, tuck chin to chest, press down on your forearms to lift up. Then everybody shift forward, coming into low lunge. Tuck your back toes and step back for plank pose. And we're going to hold plank pose here. Body in one long line from heels to crown of head, heels pressing back, crown of head reaching forward. 10 breaths. We are taking plank pose in every body love sequence to check in and see what each area of your body does for you in holding this powerful pose. So in your last few breaths here, check in with your quad muscles. See how they support you in plank pose. Good work. Now with elbows hugging along your side body, with control, slowly lower yourself all the way to the mat. We're preparing for bow pose, so bring your knees to their hip distance. Bend your knees, draw your heels towards your seat. Keep forehead to the earth. And then let's reach back to take hold of the front side of your ankles with your hands. Press your pelvic bone down, draw your lower belly in and up, flex your feet, and on your next inhalation, press back through your ankles into your hands to peel your upper body off the mat, chest and thighs lifted. Shoulder blades glide down and towards each other to open your chest, smooth even breaths, breathing into the chest and your ribs. Keep knees hip distance to prevent splaying open as you hold. Now draw your attention to the space of your quads, noticing if you are stretching, if you are strengthening, or maybe both. On your next exhale, slowly soften, lowering your forehead to the earth. With control, release your ankles and extend your legs long. Palms underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes, and slowly make your way to a downward facing dog. Let's lower your knees to the mat, finding your wide knees child's pose. Close those beautiful eyes, drawing your attention inward. We'll slowly roll up, make your way towards the center of the mat. We're going to come into the yin pose of our practice, which is hero pose. The yin variation is called saddle pose. To move into the pose, bring knees in line with your hip bones. Open the feet to the sides, giving your hips space to lower between to the mat. Heels will be face up and hugging into the sides. If this is too intense on your body, you can place a yoga block underneath your seat. From here, you can stay lifted upright or begin to recline back as we explored in half hero pose. If you have yoga bolsters or pillows, you may explore placing them behind you to lower your upper body too. Find your own unique variation of saddle pose that works best for your body. Feel your first edge, that first moment of sensation, and just hold it right there. We'll be holding this for about 3 minutes, so make sure you feel comfortable, supported, and loved. Allow your body, your muscles to completely relax and let go. No muscular holdings. You may find it helpful to scan your body throughout the hold to keep everything relaxed and to fully stay present in your body. With each exhalation you take, invite your body to soften and melt deeper into the pose, tending to the connective tissue in your quads. You may even take this time while holding the pose to reflect and appreciate all that your quads do for you day in and day out without you asking them to or even really giving them any thanks. Except we're doing that today. All right, my friend, if you were reclined with loving kindness, let's make our way out of the pose by tucking chin to chest, pressing down in your forearms to slowly rise up. Bring hands to the mat in front of you, pressing up to hands and knees. And then from here, we'll make our way to lying on our back. Moving into our final resting pose, Savasana. Breathe in. And on the exhalation, allow everything to soften and relax, feeling the weight of your body fully supported by the earth beneath you. Let's take 10 breaths here in Savasana, giving time to allow the nutrients of our quadriceps practice to settle in and integrate. Bring one sole foot to the mat and then the other. Draw your knees into your chest and take a slow rock side to side, massaging the space of your low back. Settle into stillness. Roll over to your right side. Full deep breath in through your nose. And a long, slow, complete exhalation out your nose. And with eyes closed and attention inward, make your way to a comfy seat. Sit up nice and tall, eyes closed, hands relaxed wherever is comfortable. Take a moment now to feel into your body. Feel into the effects of our practice. Feel into your quads. Big breath in, circling fingertips up to the sky, gathering love and light. Palms kiss, and bring all that love and light down to heart center. Thank your quad muscles for all they do for you each and every day, giving you the power to move forward. And bow forward, thanking yourself for taking this time to honor, celebrate, stretch, and love your beautiful, strong, fluid body. Thank you so much for spending your time with me on the mat. Throw the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. If you have been enjoying our yoga practices, I would love for you to take a moment to subscribe to our channel now, as this is one free and easy way to help support our work. To get a copy of our free yoga calendar and consider checking out the Awaken member site for additional practices each week and give your glutes some love, visit the description below. Sending love and light to you and all beings. Namaste.